It is your number one TikTok therapist, Dr. K. Hawkins, and spiritual advisor to the stars, or so I am claiming. Let me start by making this statement. History, like a grade in school, doesn't repeat unless the lesson has not been learned. So let's go back in history a little bit. You can find the account of what I'm about to talk about in the Holy Bible. I will leave the scripture reference for your perusal at your convenience. But Moses, destined to be a deliverer of his people, was miraculously saved from a plot against his life as a child. Again, you can review the scriptures. He grew up as an Egyptian, though he was Hebrew. And there was a part of him inside that knew that there was more of an affinity and connection to the Hebrew people than to his Egyptian family. However, he was very privileged in this family. He learned many things that he would not have otherwise gotten the ability or had the access to. And eventually, that inner knowing of his came into play when he saw the Hebrew people being mistreated. Now, of course, they were slaves in Egypt. And because the call on his life from the beginning of time, and we know time is an illusion for another story, another time, another lesson. He rose up to defend and killed an Egyptian and buried his body in the sand. He was acting out of his instinctive role as deliverer of the Hebrew people, maybe not fully understanding it. True to form, it was the very people that he was defending that then brought that back up and threw it in his face later, which caused him in fear to run. So Moses was a fugitive. He was running from a murder he had committed, which was a type of him being a deliverer of the Hebrew people. So now he's on the run, trying to assimilate somewhere else and have a normal, air quotes, life. Second part.